And we are live. Welcome to Mock Girl Summer, a Women of Fantasy Football mock draft show. I'm Wendi Earley, back for another week. I'm so excited to have my co host, Samantha Holt from Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life, joining me for this season of all new mock drafts to get you ready for the 2025 fantasy football season. We're throwing it back here tonight on Mock Girl Summer with a standard scoring single QB redraft mock. I know it's crazy, but we're going to do it. Just like where a lot of our home leagues started, and some of them still are. I know I'm in a league that has that, so we'll talk about that later. So we're hoping to help people that are needing to refresh with a draft like this, or if they're just starting out. Our guest tonight is Derek Tate. We may or may not be making a special announcement, so stick around. We are making a special announcement. So, Josh, can you get this show rolling for us, please? Hey, what's going on? Look at that. We've got the chat already. They're wondering. Ooh, special announcement.
What's happening,
There
Brittany?
will be one. There will be one. Welcome, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hi, Sam.
Hey, Wendi, how are you?
I'd like to introduce our guest, but I know that you two know each other already.
We do.
Mr. Derek Tate, and we got to meet tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight, Tate.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on. Get it, Tate? It's my last name.
I
I know
get it.
I'm being obnoxious already. Just want to let everybody know I'm in a complicated fantasy football relationship with Jonathan Taylor entering this mock draft, but we'll see what the results yield.
Oh, well, and I'm glad that you're admitting your issues to us. So this is a safe space.
This is a safe space. Every single week we talk about lots of different things. Very quickly, Tate, you're going to love how off the rails our mock draft shows get, which is just kind of our happy normal. But yeah, very safe space.
Thank you. I feel like I already got a hug from y'all. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I love that we're dusting this off with an OG 10 team standard team league, because it's like we're dusting off, what was great and is still awesome with Tate and I getting to hang out again.
You brought back the antiques for the standard or the standard league anyway, the standard mock. I feel like I'm an antique in the fantasy football world, but hey, I'm still here and I'm still playing standard leagues. I know it's kind of crazy.
I know, but they're fun. I mean, let's bring the love back to the running backs, right?
Running back since 1998 when I started playing. So.
Well, and it does seem like all of the, a lot of the charity ones, the even Dynasty, you've got your super flex and PPRs and half PPRs, and some people don't even know what a third round reversal is, that because they don't, that's not what they're playing for. They're just learning, or
Yeah.
So this is kind of cool to do, and I think it's going to be beneficial to get out of that mode.
Yes, it's just a little different. I mean, we've been going so complex with all of these drafts, and it's like, let's bring it back to basics. Last week we did an almost entirely IDP. It was an entirely IDP
Yes.
draft. And so it was just IDP players. And though it was an amazing education, and I am very grateful for it, I do feel like I was out of my depths, and I like getting kind of back to basics.
Did you snag Kevin Winston Jr., the rookie from Penn State, safety? That's my IDP sleeper. Like really,
No, I did not.
deep.
But I knew you were going to have an IDP sleeper because
I've got a bunch
just
of them.
how you are.
I'm obnoxious.
Well, I can tell you that tonight we have a 10-team standard scoring redraft with the following positions: 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 flex, 1 kicker, 1 defense, and 5 bench spots. So if we could bring up the draft, thank you so much. And you guys, look at our drafts fill so fast, Sam. We have such great, we have such great friends that do this for us. So thank you to the chat and to everybody for supporting us. So I'm going to actually be the one to start the draft. So I'm going to go ahead and get it started, and then we're going to talk. Okay, does that sound good?
Let's go.
Here we go. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Wait.
All right. So
1 QB is like This is crazy. I haven't done a single QB in a hot minute.
Not tight end premium. Like,
I know.
Gotta
I like
switch
it.
that part of my brain off. No, I like it too. Do you like to go quarterback early in a, I guess we'll find out, in a standard 10-team league?
I mean, I don't like to personally, just because, I mean, not to bury the lead on what my first pick's going to be. I feel like standard drafts start off pretty chalky. But I picked from the 3 and Tate, you picked from the 10. So is there a reason why you liked the end spot?
I just want to see, because you picked earlier in the round, so I kind of wanted to give a different perspective and analysis at the end of the round. Plus, it's always kind of a challenge picking at the end with the top players off the board normally.
Yeah.
Bring back the kick.
Bring back the kicker. Wendi, when was the last time you did a standard?
Oh, well, my actual home league is still standard. It's still 1 quarter. It's a keeper, though. It is a keeper league. So, but you get to keep 1. And that's something that I definitely want to talk about after we get rolling here, because I look back, they posted our team from last year to see who our keeper could be. And I was like, who drafted this team? It was so bad. I was going, what was I thinking? So I'm going to ask you guys for a couple of my keepers. I have some notes later, so we'll let everybody make their first picks. But yeah, and that still is. They took a vote last year asking if anybody wanted to change it to Superflex, and it did not pass. So there are still leagues out there like that.
It's crazy. I guess that makes sense, though. I mean, there's so many ways to play. I don't feel like I can judge any which way. It's just, I think that's also why I like to have as many leagues as I do, because I like to play with different strategies.
There's not as many running backs as I thought may be available here at the 110. I may have put myself in a bit of a pickle.
I know. It's looking pretty green up here.
Yeah, a lot of green.
People must follow you. They must know that you like the running backs.
Maybe. Well, here. All right. So fall to this spot. Is there anybody else that has more of a proven ceiling when healthy than Christian McCaffrey? I understand he was hurt last year and he broke everybody's fantasy heart, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and roll with Christian McCaffrey and give me Puka Nacua. I'm happy with that little combination at the 10, the 1-2 turn.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I've been kind of, I don't want to say I've been hating on Christian McCaffrey, but I haven't been sending him very much love, just because I am so nervous about the injury history and coming into the season healthy. I feel like I have little to no faith in that. So for me, I'm a little bit McCaffrey averse this season.
That 49er situation with Brandon Ayuk, no timetable for his return, Juwan Jennings wanting a new contract, some trade whispers, and I know that Ricky Pearsall was dealing with some soft tissue injuries. That San Francisco offense feels like a bit of a mystery, which is why I feel like they'll lean heavily on McCaffrey if healthy.
They definitely will. Okay, I'm on the clock now.
And probably Kittle too.
And Kittle as well, yeah. I feel like there's been a lot of this is Kittle's year because of how much injury history and how much upset there is on the rest of the offense, that he is like the one safety that you can kind of count on.
Oh, dang, Andrea does an auction league and keeper. I can't.
Auction and keeper.
Yeah.
I haven't done an auction draft in forever.
Auction. I have an auction draft every year. My big standing dynasty league has an auction style draft, but because there's so many keepers, it also fluctuates value on basic players because everyone's kept so many salaries. So you end up coming back around to players that you end up paying more than you normally would, because that's all that's available.
It's been so long since I played in an auction league that I hosted it and gave everybody Monopoly money to be able to actually spend their actual dollars when they made a pick. It's been that long.
That's fun, though. That's really cool.
It is fun, and I tried to host a nice draft party. It was successful. My team was not. My team was not, though, successful. So,
all right.
You did not
Ooh.
pass go.
Trey.
Mixing it up. Wanted to mix it up a little bit. See, to walk away with from the first 3 rounds with having stars at each position. Because Standard is built the way that it was, I want to start with just a balanced team. Curious to see how that pans out for me.
If Trey McBride actually starts scoring touchdowns in a standard league, I like it, Sam.
Based on him scoring them at the end of last season, they should continue going into this season. That's how I'm mathing it.
I agree. It kind of makes sense. I just hope he starts to. I hope they start giving him plenty of red zone looks. Trey McBride's a stud.
If touchdown end of last season, touchdown beginning this season, because there's no time in between.
I love the Kermit the Frog Bonehead 80 image default. Okay, Lamar, dadgummit. That would have been one of my picks. Oh well.
So you're saying that Rita sniped you is what you're saying?
I'm saying exactly that. Rita sniped me. Good pick, Rita. Well, it's horrible. I'm going to have to settle for Josh Allen.
Ugh, that's brutal. Hate settling.
Sigh.
Terrible.
Okay, so we have a good question here, and I'm hoping you can answer this, Tate. What is an auction league? Can you explain that to Jenny?
An auction league is when instead of being set into a specific draft position, you have a specific salary cap, if you will, to be able to spend money to add players to your team. Now, you nominate a player when it's your turn to nominate someone, like a draft position, so to say, and then everybody starts bidding on said player. You have to spend a minimum amount on every single player, which is normally like $1. But yeah, you have to fill out your entire roster with your allotted funds. And there's a lot of strategy in it. You can either let people spend all their money in the very beginning and hold your dollars till the end and start picking up, mid-level players, or you can get your studs early on, but then have to fill out the rest of your roster with late round guys.
Yeah.
A lot of strategy involved.
There is a lot of strategy because very much like a snake draft, that's the order in which you're also nominating players. So as the first round goes, people will nominate either the player they want, or they will try and be sneaky and nominate someone that no one's thinking of. So that way they can capitalize on people not being prepared to spend high on a player.
You're on the clock, Sam.
Thank you. I love you. Just going to do that one real quick. So there is a lot of strategy there. So let's say you have the 101 and you really want Bijan Robinson. Well, you don't necessarily have to nominate him right away because someone else can nominate him and then you can end up outbidding that person who nominates them. So instead, if you want to kind of throw something crazy in the mix, you could nominate someone like Josh Allen, Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels. They're just players you're high on. And if people aren't prepared to see them going onto the board, maybe they're a little bit slow to make a bid on that player. And then you can kind of take advantage of their slow to buy move. And you can end up getting players at a bigger discount. Or if it's someone that everybody likes, maybe like a Josh Allen, they'll end up spending high early. And then you kind of end up messing up your opponent because you got them to spend high when they didn't need to.
And you'll kind of figure out pretty quickly who's scared to overspend in the beginning, and who is just being uber aggressive, and who you can play against their tendency if you know your league mates.
It is very much you take advantage of those that play to their favorites. So if you're playing with someone in a home league that is a huge Packers fan, Patriots fan, you can really take advantage of those people that stick to their team allegiances as well by nominating someone and then making them bid on someone early. So it kind of takes ADP out the window because it's a free-for-all of nominating players. So you could just nominate a defense and no one wants to bid on a defense early, and then you end up with a top-tier defense. And you're just filling your roster. But again, because everyone's nominating players and everyone has the opportunity to bid, you're not missing out on bidding on a player.
I stepped into the room at the Fantasy Football Expo. It was the men's, they had an auction, the King's Classic auction. It was intense. It wasn't, there was like sweat dripping off of people. It was like, I had to leave the room. I was like, I couldn't even handle it, and I wasn't even in it.
It is stressful. It also, those drafts can take much longer because the back and forth between
Yes, someone
bids,
said that. Yeah.
you can literally go up $1,
4 hours.
or you can go up $50. You can go up $100 if you really want someone. So say, for example, again, let's go back to the Josh Allen example. Someone can nominate Josh Allen for $1 and someone can say, you know what? I want Josh Allen no matter what. So I'm going to push this bid to $51. And someone could get scared and not be good at math like me. And then be like, oh no, maybe I don't have enough money to spend. And then they back out and people bail out on bids because you know what you're willing to spend per roster position early. That's a good way to take advantage of your opponents.
Well, I know we're kind of flying through this. So Tate, can you take a look and see, we're almost like we're through 6 rounds. Are any teams like kind of popping out at you that you really, really like?
Well, I like Rita's. Travion Henderson, I mean, a little bit weak at running back, but you're talking about those 3 receivers, and she's already got the onesies figured out, right? With Lamar and Kittle. Sam, I'm going to throw you a compliment. Looks pretty good through the first 6. David Montgomery's a touchdown machine. So is Mike Evans, Jaden Daniels, Trey McBride, and with Amon-Ra and Saquon.
I may have picked up Mike Evans only so that I know you'd give me a good draft grade. Because...
Looking good.
Tate is a Bucks fan.
Oh,
know your audience, people.
Know your audience. I did not know that. I asked him where it was from, but I didn't really ask him, what team he likes. So that's good to know.
I think my nameplate on StreamYard may be covering this, but it's a Buccaneers helmet that was signed by Devin White. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to be the collectibles item that I hoped it would be down the road. But still something that feels...
If it means a lot to you, that's all that matters.
Yes. Okay, so I did hear you mention David Montgomery. So remember the terrible keeper league that I mentioned?
Yes.
So... I am the only woman in that league, by the way.
Holding it down, Wendi. Holding it down.
We have a live draft. We go to the guy's house. It's a good time. It really is. But my team was so bad. So my best keeper option is David Montgomery in the 6th.
Okay.
Kenneth Walker in the 2nd, or Jordan Addison in the 7th. That's how desperate I am. So what do you guys think?
I mean, my instinct says Montgomery in the 6th. In terms of value,
in a standard format, I'd probably say
standard. It's a single QB.
Single QB standard. I think that he's holding your value for you right there.
I'm intrigued by Addison and the Vikings offense as a whole. I really believe J.J. McCarthy was a really darn good quarterback prospect coming out of Michigan, but he is a bit of an unknown. So is he going to be able to drive fantasy value in a standard non-PPR format? He's a big play threat, which is great because he can hit for long touchdown receptions. But is he going to be able to sustain that weekly volume with a fully healthy Hawkinson heading into the league or heading into the year? And of course, Justin Jefferson demanding his own target share with essentially a rookie quarterback under center. Just a wider range of outcomes with Addison than what I feel with David Montgomery.
Safety blanket of David Montgomery. Wrap it up.
So was there an injury tag with Godwin today or something? I thought I saw.
So he went to PUP. Obviously I think he dislocated his ankle. So I think that was part of the reason why the Buccaneers drafted Emeka Egbuka at 19 overall when they have all kinds of defensive needs. Just kind of as a safety blanket for 2 veteran
You're on the clock,
wide receivers. I know. I thank you, Sam. I'm trying to multitask here. I used to be able to do all of this all at once, but now I just have to focus at one thing at a time. And I really should start drafting receivers, right? Eventually.
Well, you have one good one.
Yes.
Well, that's a start. I'm super high on Rome Odunze. I think he could be the Amon-Ra St. Brown of Ben Johnson's offensive scheme there in Chicago. No hate on DJ Moore. It can sustain 2 pass catching options. And I know it's crowded with Luther Burden and Colston Loveland, but I just think Odunze has the most transferable skill set that reminds me of what Amon-Ra St. Brown does at a really high level, working out of the slot in that Detroit offense. Second receiver. Boy, I would love to believe that Brandon Ayuk is going to be anywhere near a football field anytime soon. Don't feel great about it, so I will bank on Tua Tagovailoa's health, which is always a little bit risky.
Yes.
But Jalen Waddle here in the 8th round as my wide receiver 3, I'll be okay.
And those are my teams there, Tate. Okay, so I'm a Miami Dolphins fan by heart, but I live very close to Chicago, so I go to the games there, and I do follow. I'm actually going to go to training camp next Thursday. Yeah. So, but I am a big Rome Odunze fan. I love him, and I feel so good about him this year.
He is such a craftier route runner than I think people give him credit for. He's got the physical tools to dominate. I thought that his hands actually, which were great in college, he looked a little shaky in that regard. I think that ultimately weeds itself out. I think he's going to be a focal point of this passing attack. I think DJ Moore is going to be right there, kind of a 1A, 1B type situation. So I'm with you. I'm very high on Rome this year.
Sorry, Dame.
I didn't know we were going to get any former Baltimore kicker comments.
Well, you've never been to this show before, have you?
It is my debut here.
I don't want to reach on a
player, you'll be
but...
back. You'll be begging.
Yeah.
Sam, you're on the clock. So, I figured I'd return the favor.
Yes. And we have 2 teams that haven't taken a quarterback yet, too.
That we do. I think it's, again, because this is single QB, it's not shocking to wait. I mean, you've got so much available to you. I also don't feel like in single QB leagues, you're really stacking quarterbacks on the bench. You're really stacking potential, high volume, potential high ceiling, breakout type players on your bench. So drafting one QB in the top rounds and then picking up one at the back end, I don't think it's a big deal. Again, just because you have so many available. This is going to be one of the 1 weeks that I don't talk about, making sure I grab my second quarterback as a high rushing quarterback like a Justin Fields. Not only because, this is a standard, but also because I'm sad and concerned about his toe.
Yes, I heard about his toe today.
Poor toe.
Yeah, watching Mike Greenberg on ESPN have a full-blown meltdown as he tries to represent the entire New York Jets fan base with frustration, and I can't blame him. He was carted off. It was like, oh my gosh. First practice. Oh, man.
First practice.
He should be okay, though. Should be okay.
Hey, at least they didn't hear, apparently Aaron Rodgers' first pass in practice was interception by Patrick Queen. It was a catch. It was an interception.
This is true.
But it was a catch.
Go Steelers, Sam. Go Steelers.
Don't make me cry.
So Tate, in a standard league like this, especially your office leagues, your home leagues, things like that, do you think it's necessary if you have like one stud quarterback? Do you think it's necessary to even draft a second quarterback? Are you just going to get one later on waivers?
I'll just play personally. Would rather just grab one on waivers. I mean, if there's somebody you feel really great about that maybe you feel has like top 5 upside and you can get them with one of your last 2 picks, sure, maybe hold it as a high upside backup or potential trade bait. But generally in these 10-team leagues, you can stream quarterbacks so easily that I'm okay, completely okay rostering just one if you have one of the studs like Lamar, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, et cetera, et cetera.
Makes sense. See, that's what I always worry about in the super flex. It's so different, So you're like grabbing those quarterbacks.
I'm looking at the colors across this draft. First of all, again, because last week was IDP and all the colors were completely different. It was like purples and pinks and all these different things. And it was hard to really break down exactly what was happening. But then in all the other weeks that we've been doing so many Scott Fishbowl drafts and so many other different types of leagues, this is just very blue-green with just little tiny Post-it notes of like maybe a QB here and there. It's very different. I mean, again, seeing even the breakdown like Mark Andrews going, in the 8th round is also bizarre.
In a standard league, he only scored 11 touchdowns last year. So, boy, was he – but there was a good reason to panic through the first month of the season.
Yeah.
on Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. Was not good.
All right. So we do have a question.
Let's do this.
Yep. So do you guys want me to read it or can you see it?
I can see it.
Okay, good.
So I'm seeing SF. I'm guessing that's Scott Fish. Both-
Superflex?
Oh, Superflex. Sorry, I'm just thinking of other drafts. Clearly drafting on the brain. Superflex Murray. First, AJ Brown. Second, Josh Jacobs. Walker. Mark Andrews in the 6th. CJ Stroud in the 8th. Jamison Williams in the 10th. PPR. Have to keep one player. So of that list, keeping one. Ooh, that's tough. PPR.
I'm probably keeping Josh Jacobs in the 2nd. I mean,
No, I think that's in the 4th.
Oh, in the
Yeah.
4th? If it's Josh Jacobs in the 4th, that's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah. I think I have to agree with that. I mean, I want to say AJ Brown in the 2nd, but I think Josh Jacobs definitely makes a lot of sense there.
Or in a super flex league, I guess Stroud in the 8th is also a consideration. If you, I guess, want to keep Murray and Stroud together to just lock down your quarterback position and then just try to figure it out from there on draft day with every other, flex position. I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really safe play too.
Scampers just goes rogue. He leaves without a quarterback.
Because Scampers likes to live dangerously, and I respect it.
He does.
Yeah, I respect it.
Oh boy, we have the Joey right here. Looking at that build of Chiefs fan.
Love the build. Amazing.
Let's take a peek. What, Jahmyr Gibbs, Malik Neighbors, Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Crazy that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going in the 4th round, but I guess it is a 10-team league. I love Devontae Adams in the 5th.
Mm-hmm. I was bummed that Scatabo didn't come back to me, but I feel like you would have grabbed him if I don't think he would have come back to me anyways.
Who do you think's the higher scoring fantasy back this year? Scatabo or Tyrone Tracy Jr.?
Scatabo.
Oh, we're opposed.
Really?
Give me Tracy. I love Tyrone Tracy. He was like my off the radar sleeper guy last year. Yeah, and of course the Giants followed it up by taking a high volume short yardage back in the 4th round. So, way to make a terrible situation even messier.
Yes, but Cam's got the wild in his attitude and athleticism and just with how he plays. He's literally just like a wild thing on the field. I want that crazy energy on my team. I did this on purpose. So like I wanted to get him, but I also have Travis Hunter. And so I want that crazy wild energy in different teams going into the season. I just want let's just see what happens and let the crazy take over my field.
Yeah, to be honest, Sam, you've got your nice collection of like stable, boring options with Evans and Montgomery. So it does make a little bit of sense to spice things up a little bit with.
It needs some spice, right?
Scatabo and Hunter. Yeah, I'm with you.
That would have been nice, but I didn't get Scatabo. I did get Hunter. So it is what it is. I'm not bitter at all. It's fine.
Nice Matthew Golden pick, by the way.
Thank you.
I love him. I'm trying to get him everywhere. Give me all of Matthew Golden.
That situation is ripe for a wide receiver 1 to emerge. Like I think a top 20 fantasy option. I don't think
you're never gonna forget.
They chose Singletary over Saquon. I'm sorry, Joshua. Can you put it back up there? Thank you. They chose Singletary over Saquon. Let's never forget.
Always remember.
Hey, Joe Shane still has a job.
How? How?
The worst thing is, it's like everybody knows Joe Shane and Brian Daboll is like a relationship that's publicly going through counseling. Like, that marriage is going to end. And they're just like, oh, well, we'll try to work it out. I think it could work. You pay Daniel Jones.
Do you think they're going to have like a Coldplay concert moment where one of them gets caught with another coordinator?
I almost went there, but
and then it'll be over. You went to the concert without me?
Yeah.
It might actually happen at a Coldplay concert. We don't know.
no one create a meme. I know I said at the very beginning of this, I'm in a complicated fantasy relationship with Jonathan Taylor. Please don't, Photoshop. Sam, you're the graphics expert. Please
You don't think I already photoshopped it?
Oh, no. Goodness me. All right. I'm almost back on the clock. What do we got here?
This is probably going to be one of our fastest drafts ever.
We are moving, huh?
I know.
Our friends are on it, though.
The energy in these drafts every week is so good. Everyone's a fantasy degenerate, and I love it. All right, so where are you going here, Tate?
Yeah, I know. This is the quietest I've been. I'm actually having to lock in here.
And we're watching it with bated breath, too.
Lock it in here a little bit.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up.
I went running back early. Give me 2 receivers, and just hopefully I got to start 3 every week. Two of the last 5 hit on a weekly basis, so that I can just play matchups.
Yep. And then again, because this is a standard team and 10 team, I will not take a defense or kicker until the last 2 rounds, because that's how
that was going to be a question. And just sometimes, honestly, do you even need those? I mean, unless you have like the top defense.
Right.
I don't know. Scampers, are you going to ignore, as well as quarterback, are you going to ignore kicker and defense? Please let us know.
He'll let us know. Hey, Kim.
I love him.
I got to ask, do either of y'all have strong feelings for or against Keon Coleman?
I don't have a strong feeling for or against, but I think that's also sad to not care. Like it's not even like it's not moving the needle for me either way.
On one hand, I think he was, of players that saw 50 or more targets last year, he had the highest yards per reception of any player with that type of volume. Like, he's a big play threat, but he also can't separate. It's a concern, but it's Josh Allen under center.
I was just going to say it's Josh Allen as well, though.
Josh Allen going to do Josh Allen things.
And I'm kind of happy to stack Coleman in case he hits, because I have Josh Allen as my quarterback. So, but yeah, obviously this is just a mock, but I am a big fan of the QB wide receiver stack, in particular when it comes at a discounted price in some way, shape, or form.
He must like his mic'd up, huh? Landry says he's having a good camp.
I saw him make the one-handed reception. I know he can do the crazy stuff.
Yeah,
it's the details.
When it's
how's the stem work?
At him.
How does he get in and out of his breaks? How does he get off press man coverage? That's the bigger concerns, and I'm hoping he figures it out in year number 2. Zach Charbonnet, Sam?
I don't know.
Why?
I didn't want to take a
Not kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I didn't want to take Javonte Williams, only because I just don't really want to have a Dallas player this year.
No Cowboys is always a fair.
I don't want my team to have to play in the sun and against it. I said that for Josh. I can see him dying in the corner. Off screen. No one else can see it, but we can. Sometimes I just say stuff to see if I can break Josh.
And it happens.
It does. And then I feel like I win.
So Tate, how do you
this season?
How do you value tight ends in a standard league? So you kind of, because you did take Mark Andrews fairly early, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So even though it's not a PPR, it's still someone that you feel strongly about. You're going to take him as a tight end.
Sure. When it comes to the tight end position in a standard league, if it's not an elite guy like your Brock Bowers or Trey McBride, that's just going to get a ton of high volume, try to get me a piece of an offense that is top 5 in red zone trips, which is the Baltimore Ravens, right? They have this incredibly explosive offense that generate, an average, I think, of like 4.5 trips to the red zone on a per game basis. And Andrews, despite, kind of a weird passing game, distribution, is still an elite red zone target threat for a quarterback that threw 41 touchdown passes last year. So that's kind of where I'm trying to connect the dots there. Just give me, if it's not an elite guy, give me a proven pass catcher that demands a high volume of target share in the red zone.
When you're on the clock, don't yell at me.
Thank you. Thank you, Wendi. I appreciate you letting me know too. All right. So I'm going to talk about two players that I like, even though I don't know if this is what I would do in a real situation.
This is real. We are in reality.
I know. I think there's a real chance Pat Bryant emerges as the highest scoring fantasy rookie wide receiver this year, even more than Tate McMillan or Matthew Golden. That offense really is looking for somebody who can win. It is a yak creator, but also wins in that short to intermediate part of the field. That's Pat Bryant, in my opinion. Well, there's no one else really there other than Cortland Sutton to compete with targets with, maybe Evan Ingram. And then running back, Sam, you know this. I can't, for a third straight year, quit on Roschon Johnson.
I know.
Look, the last time we saw Ben Johnson and DeAndre Swift working together on the same football team, Ben Johnson was allergic to giving DeAndre Swift goal line carries. So, who is the battering ram in that backfield right now? Sure, maybe Kyle Monangai. Cool name to say. Rutgers, 7th round, similar, I guess, profile to Isaiah Pacheco coming out of the same college. Nah, give me Roschon Johnson. Great pass protector, downhill runner. They would love to, I think, not use DeAndre Swift in short yardage situations. I do think this offense produces a lot more scoring opportunities in 2025. So for a third straight year, he's my sleeper.
Okay.
Oh, you heard it here.
I mean, third time's the charm. It's better than most people's, what is it, 5th or 6th time's the charm with Kyle Pitts.
Oh. I can't give up on him, because if it actually happens.
I mean, if it actually happens, I get it, but Wendi, what if it never does? What if it never happens?
Well, I know.
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just saying. What if it doesn't happen?
Joshua, I did see a question down there. I think it was Pat Bryant better than Cortland Sutton, or some sort of comment. Yeah. I don't think Pat Bryant is a better player than Cortland Sutton. It's more so what's his role in that Sean Payton offense and what's the more valuable fantasy role. I could see a path where Pat Bryant potentially fills kind of like a Marcus Colston or Michael Thomas type of role in that short to intermediate portion of the field, where Sutton more does his best work vertically outside the numbers as an perimeter receiver. So that's kind of my thought process when it comes to that.
Makes sense. Now I got to figure out what kicker or defense am I going to take. This is hard.
So there was some big news out of the Raiders camp tonight with Christian Wilkins.
Okay.
You guys see that?
No.
What the heck? Yeah,
What?
designated terminated vested veteran. Like he's gone.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Pretty huge news.
Sam, I don't have a good Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. I hear the word terminated and I always just
I know.
my mind goes back to the 90s.
Hold it in.
Hold it in. I will.
Hold back. I'm being mean.
I do some good impersonations, but not a good Arnold.
That's a tough one. You either do it right or you just don't do it.
I mean, some of his best lines come from Kindergarten Cop. Put the cookie down now.
I'm taking my Steelers defense. We just paid my guy.
Oh yeah, big bucks.
Big money.
And you also really hurt the chances of your division rival getting a deal done with Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, we did. What are you gonna do? It's fine. They'll figure it out.
When's the last time Cincinnati won any sort of like player salary negotiation? It feels like they're
Cincinnati one or a player one, because
no,
I don't
I'm
think
saying
the players
I'm saying like the Cincinnati front office or owner, they just don't want to pay anybody and they just don't learn their lesson. Stop waiting. Your stars are going to get paid no matter what. So stop holding the bag. All right, I'll make my pick. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I do want to mention our sponsor, the Gridiron Goddess. We are all about celebrating women in sports. That goes for women-owned businesses as well. So do us all a favor and go check out www.thegridirongoddess.com. Susan does a lot of great work and a lot of great things to help women kickstart their love of fantasy football. And she even has a shop too. She has shirts, hats, koozies, trophies. She has the shirts for the Gods and Goddesses tournament. So be sure and check out the gridirongoddess.com and use promo code WOFF at checkout to save yourself 15% off your order. So make sure that you go and visit that site. So thank you for that, Susan. All right.
Woo.
Yeah.
I know. Got to get that in.
Well done.
Wendi just crushed the reads. She just
I know.
crushes them.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Just always.
All right. So, hey, since we got through that, before we end this draft and go through the draft, you guys kind of have a little bit of an announcement. And I gave you a teaser at the beginning of the show. So, Sam, do you want to let us know what's going on with you and Tate and your big announcement tonight?
I know. If you guys are familiar with myself or Tate or both of us at all, you know that we had a show together several years ago, and we are dusting it off and coming right back. Tate and I are bringing back our show, thankfully, over to Women of Fantasy Football, because this amazing team wants to create platforms for people like myself, for others that want to have an outlet, and I so appreciate the opportunity. So Tate and I are having a new show. It's not going to be the fantasy debate, but it is going to be sideline banter, and I cannot wait to have all the fun with you, Tate. On Tuesday nights, we'll be live, and you guys get to tune in. We'll be covering lots of fun stuff in the off season, but in season, Tuesday nights, we will be talking plenty of waiver wire, what happened this past weekend for the different games, but also leading you into Thursday night football as well. So I couldn't be more excited to bring our show back, Tate.
Yeah, no, I know you used to wear headphones a lot when we recorded, and I want to scream right now. I'm so excited, but you know, I'm learning to temper. I'm with my age and maturity. I'm learning to temper my voice modulation a little bit. No, I'm super stoked. Like, we've been recording for a long time. First encounter we ever had was like analyzing Tyler Higbee, which that's how we came across each other. We got a chance to collaborate in the past.
Cool.
The fact that we're able to collaborate now, I'm so excited to launch a new show for a new season. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm so freaking excited. It's going to be great.
Something that you don't have, Vince.
Oh man, did I auto pick a kicker?
You may have.
No, you did. Oh, I'm sorry. I was so excited. I wasn't paying attention. I couldn't see the bottom of the draft board. I couldn't see it. I'm sorry. And I was just so excited because the band is back together. You know, your show is back together. I'm so excited. And thanks for coming on tonight too, Tate.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me. And, you know, Sam didn't reveal any of my miscues when we past recorded or any of the funny videos that we used to, you know, share with our audience. So, but maybe they can make a special appearance, you know, with the launch of the new show. You never know.
Here's the thing. I know that you'll have plenty of future embarrassing moments. So that's why I'm just going to save the ones for the past, because let's have new ones.
New memories.
New memories.
All right, so let's take a look at the final draft here. Yes. What's everyone? Sam, how do you like your team?
I'm actually pretty happy with my team. Again, having not done standard in a long time, I feel like it's really well balanced at the beginning. And I feel like I have some good high floor players there in the middle, you know, specifically Mike Evans and David Montgomery. Really happy with those. Got a little bit of spice in there with my Travis Hunter pick. I wanted to have one of the Pittsburgh running backs, so managing to get Jalen Warren, I think, is a good move as well. I do feel like both of them are going to see heavy volume. I feel like there's a chance that Warren gets a little bit more rushes while Caleb gets more of the PPR points. So just someone, again, in standard. I'm not mad about that type of potential usage. Also excited about someone like Tyler Warren. Flexing him in this standard league could be a lot of fun as well, just depending on the week. But yeah, really happy with my top: Saquon, St. Brown, McBride, and Daniels. I feel like I got a nice, solid set of top position players right in those rounds.
All right. And Tate, I feel that you went pretty heavy on the wide receivers there.
Yeah, well, it was because I went quarterback early, which I generally don't do. But when Josh Allen falls to you in the 4th round in a 10-team league, I just kind of feel like he gives you a positional advantage there. And then I went running back early and tried to go with offenses that I feel have high scoring upside. You know, obviously the 49ers 2023, great offense. I love Omari and Hampton with the Charger. Well,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, he looks like he was built in a lab and has, top end breakaway speed in an offense that made J.K. Dobbins look like he was, a top 20 fantasy back when healthy. And I really love they have arguably the best tackle duo in the NFL. Harbaugh, Greg Roman want to run the football. So that's why I'm willing to kind of roll the dice on Hampton as my running back too, but kind of backed it up with Joe Mixon and another rookie that I love, and RJ Harvey. I'd rather have depth at running back in a standard league over the receivers who lose value because they don't get points per reception. So it's just, they generally have fewer opportunities to rack up touchdowns than leading ball carriers. But I still love, I did go outside of that, Wendi. I did go really heavy at wide receiver after like the first 5 rounds.
You were like, oh wait, I need one of those. I'll get all of them.
You have to start 3.
Well, and I think that, and I think that you also brought up the good point that it's not the PPR, it's not a half-point PPR. You're not getting anything extra, but you still want the guys that are going to score your touchdowns.
And Puka Nacua and Rome, I love their outlook as far as red zone options in their respective passing games. Obviously Devontae, I think there's a chance that Matthew Stafford has a really nice bounce back year and throws north of 30 touchdown passes. I really think it's in the cards in the range of outcomes. So I like it though. I do like my team. It's not perfect, but a great exercise and a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
I did want to call out one other team that I really like, just because I wanted to do a quick comparison and talk about one of the awesome tools over on fantasylife.com. Duarte's team having Achane, Taylor, and Kamara right there at the top. Alvin Kamara, when you look at utilization over on fantasylife.com, Dwayne has an amazing utilization report. We now have amazing tools to go with that and a utilization comparison tool. So you can plug in different players and compare their overall utilization across multiple stats. And Kamara just sings at the top of running back utilization. Did a show earlier this week with Jagger May, and I was so hyped on him. When you're waiting on running back in other leagues, for where you get him at value is huge. So love him on that team and that little stack of running backs. But if you guys haven't, go check out fantasylife.com. There's amazing new tools over there this season. And if you want a code to get 20% off, use code HOLT, H-O-L-T, my last name, and you will get 20% off your Fantasy Life membership this season. So make sure you go check that out. Again, so many new tools. Plus, there is a new Fantasy HQ League Sync, so you can plug in all of your fantasy teams across multiple platforms, sync them all in one beautiful place, and there's even an autopilot setting that it'll help you set your lineups every single week. So lots of really cool stuff.
Can you talk about that just a little bit? Because
Sure.
I have issues like so it's all going to be on one app?
Yes, so you can.
Excuse me?
So you make an account on fantasylife.com and you can sync your leagues across multiple platforms, including ESPN, and it will help you manage your teams across those platforms. It's a really incredible tool. You guys have to check it out.
Very cool.
Yes.
Oh. Vince likes saving
I like saving dollar dues. Who doesn't like a sale? Yeah.
I was going to say, Sam, did you write that as like a script on the teleprompter, or did you just go off the top of the dome?
That was off the dome.
Impressive.
He's good, man.
Well done.
Things have changed since you had a show before, Tate. I think things have changed.
I had a margarita earlier. I don't know what to tell you.
I stayed in a Holiday Inn last night.
There's no hesitation. No filter. Oh my gosh. Jenny,
So
we
much
love
fun
it.
though, man. We blew through this really fast.
We
I mean,
did.
and it was so much fun, and I learned so much, and the big announcement was so wonderful.
I'm so
Gosh
excited.
dang. Hey, and I do want to mention too that if you've signed up for the Gods and Goddesses and you've got your sleeper invite, please make sure get on there, join as soon as possible, donate if you choose. Please donate. So this has been the latest episode of Mock Girl Summer. Big thanks to Derek Tate for joining us tonight. Remind everybody what you're working on, Derek, and where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me over at Derek Tate NFL on X, formerly known as Twitter. Same as handle on Instagram as well. I am a NFL contributor for heavy.com, writing a lot of written content. And then, of course, now I'm going to be recording with Sam. Of course, that's the more important thing. Like I get to record with Sam every week.
Yeah.
That's my biggest gig going on right now. That and trying.
And we're so lucky that it's going to be right here on the WOFF channel.
Absolutely. I promise though, my two daughters may contribute to the background occasionally with either toys or glitter.
Well, we hope so.
Tune in soon. Yes,
you'll see. Yes, thank you. And Sam, thank you so much for riding this wave with me this summer.
Of course.
Tell everyone where they can find you and what you have going on.
Yes, you can find me on X at Samantha R. Holt on Twitter, on Instagram, Sam_awesome. You can find me here on Thursdays. You can find me on Tuesdays here with Derek Tate for our show. And you can find me and my work over on fantasylife.com as well. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out the new Fantasy Life magazine. There's some fun illustrations in there that I did. And yes, check out the code at the bottom, code HOLT, HOLT, at fantasylife.com for 20% off. So that way you can check out some of their new tools over there and enjoy a subscription.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. We are live every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time up to the start of the NFL season. We'll have a new mock draft every week, so be sure and follow us on Twitter to participate in these mock drafts. So we will see you all next week for another episode of Mock Girl Summer, y'all. Thanks again, Tate.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, bye, Sam.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.